Hey everybody, the holidays are over right now, and haven't done anything for a little bit, and I was feeling really inspired watching this Master Chef roll out Italian pasta. So my friends thought we would make some egg dough pasta here. So I have 2 cups of triple or double zero flour from Italy, and I have 6 yolks. Basically, that's all I'm going to use. A touch of a touch of water, and that's it. So I'm just going to kind of mix this all together. And again, you could do this in a bowl, but I kind of like doing this authentic handmade, really very original style of doing it, you know. So you're going to see this is going to be a very yellow dough, and that's what I like, you know. It's fun doing kind of this style of cooking, exactly because you're really immersed into it. Yeah, so anyway, again, have 2 cups of Italian double zero flour and 6 yolks. So I'm just kind of mixing it together well style, and I'm going to start using my hands to bring it all together here. You know, some people do it a little more. I'm not too good at doing it all with a fork, but like I said, you get better as you do it over and over. And it takes a lot of work. I mean, this dough is going to be kind of dry right now. As you can see, it's starting to come together. And I've just got a little bit of water. That's it. Add a little water to it, and that's it. And then we work it into a bowl. So again, just really feeling inspired to make pasta by hand. Haven't made any pasta by hand in a long time. So, still a little dry. You want to make sure you always get the ratio right, because if you put too much water or too little, your dough will be really tough and kind of rubbery. And if not, it'll be kind of over worked. So anyway, it'll take a few minutes here. You'll see it'll start to come together. Again, everything takes a little bit of time, patience, and then it'll all start to work. You can see starting to form nicely. And then it takes really a lot of work. It's a lot of rolling. It's a lot of going back and forth until you get this dough nice. Really want to get a nice elastic consistency to the dough, so when you push in it, your thumbprint really comes out. So again, I say the art of something you really enjoy, you really love. It's not always fast and easy, and it takes time, it takes work. Still, I feel it right now. It's just a little bit dry. So I'm going to still add a little bit more water. A little splash more. There we go. That should be it. Really, you know it by working it over and over. I mean, I haven't made this in, like I said, a little while, but I've made it many times in the past, and I know what I'm looking for with consistency. I can see it just coming together. So that's it. Right there is pretty much where I want to do it. If I can get it all come together in one piece, you'll see that it'll all start to work magic here. Yeah, there we go. Get it all into the bowl. Then you'll see here. I don't want to add flour. It's not like a pie dough where you put flour down on the table and dust it or anything like that. A good pasta dough should actually not require that. So again, that's why you kind of know when you get the right consistency of your dough, it's not going to stick to the table, and then it won't leave any stickiness either. So probably do it on my marble top next time, or on my countertop instead of my wood, but I just wanted to see kind of the reaction I would get on the dough here on my wooden table, because I think it kind of all works together nicely that way. And now you can see the dough is now into a nice ball, and that's where I want it to be. Now I really start working it. And this is kind of, there's many different ways, I guess. I learned from wedging clay, of all things. When I grew up as a kid, I worked a lot in clay with my parents, so that's how I learned to roll it. But anyway, you're kind of pushing, pulling, pushing, pulling, pushing, pulling, pushing, pulling. We're really trying to work this dough. It'll start to get really smooth here, and the texture is going to really change, and that's what really makes a good pasta. So I would say this takes 15-20 minutes easily to really get a good dough, maybe longer, half hour to do it. Let's see. You can start to see it's smoothing, getting a little smoother here. Push, pull, push, pull, push and pull, push and pull, push and pull. So that really gives you, really builds a nice character to your dough. And that's what it's all about. So working that dough, working the dough, working it, working it, working it. And then once we get it to where we want it, then we have to let it relax, because we're stretching the gluten. And we're really building those strands up. So if you cooked it right now, you would have a really tough, kind of chewy dough. But once you let it relax, then you got this beautiful, beautiful dough. So you can kind of see here the dough is changing, the consistency of it. Clean it off a little bit. I'm just put a little water on my hand here, tiny bit. I also do one like this with even more. I do 15 eggs in a pasta. That's really, really like dark yellow pasta. So, and then we're gonna make, tomorrow I'm gonna make hand cut different types, or actually tomorrow Wednesday, I'm gonna make nice hand cut pastas. I'm going to do a few different types so you can really see some kind of cool, unique pastas that you can make with this dough. Now we're starting to see it come. Look, see how it's getting nice and smooth there? But you really want to see that push back even more. So when you push your thumb in it, it should pop out, spring back. Clean up the board a little bit. I wet my hands a little bit, because again, this is all about feel. This is all about doing it many times, and you'll just get used to it and know. The more you do it, the more you get to know your dough. That's what I call it, say. The more you do it, the more you get to know it. And believe me, you do this for a while, you will get really strong hands. Become incredibly strong. It's definitely a good workout. Let's get in there, close. closer and closer. Every time you see it's popping out. But you can definitely see the big change in the dough. That's what I really want to point out here, is the overall dough is just really changing. Smoother, smoother, and smoother. I'm actually sweating here making pasta. So, look at that beautiful pasta dough. It's not... I know it gets, like everything, sometimes it becomes a boring kind of defeat making this, but not defeat, I mean a boring process, you could say. But I call it labor of love, labor of food. This is what, you know, making a beautiful dough is all about. Work, work, and work. And you probably say, well, I can just buy it or put it in a machine and get similar results. And that's kind of, I debate that process, because that saying or thinking, because at the end of the day, the more love you put into it, the better your dough is and the better the product is. And I just find the whole thing better at that point. I think it gives it a little more, just a little more uniqueness, a little more authenticity. Plus it has your blood, sweat, and tears. I'm kind of trying to shape the dough a little bit, so I'm kind of pull rolling it. Now you can really see the dough. Look at that. So my fingers are pretty much, my thumb, my indentation I'm trying to say is, you know, it's coming out, it pops out. So I know. But the videos of the pasta dishes will be a little more exciting, I promise. Rolling out the dough, you know, doing that, that'll be a little more exciting. And here's one of the best things to make hand-rolled pasta. That is a authentic pasta roller. That's great for pie doughs, I mean, you name it. Pizza dough, pie dough, pastas, etc. Tart shells, I use it for everything. I've had this, believe it or not, I've had this for about 25 years. I had another one that was actually older, but it was left on the stove and kind of burned a little bit, so I replaced this one and upgraded to a new one. All right, so now we got our beautiful ball of dough, and that's it. So you can see my thumbprint pretty much